to those who are in need is to train people at the local level in primary health centers, community health centers, etc. in basic aspects of mental health care. How to identify mental disorders, how to manage them. And by that time we knew that managing typical cases was no big job. I mean, if you had little training, if you were adequately motivated and interested, you could manage this. So the first factor which contributed to the development of the community mental health program and the district mental health program was the World Health Organization recommendation about extending mental health services into the community. There were also multi-center studies. There was a center in Chandigarh at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, in the Raipur Rani Primary Health Center in Haryana. So in Bangalore at Nimhans, a rural mental health center was started. It was in a village called Sakalwara, not very far away from Bangalore. Nimhans those days 20-25 kilometers away, typical rural area. But today it is very much part of Bangalore. You see high-rise buildings. I'm talking about 1975, 77, etc. So this rural mental health center was charged with the responsibility of developing, pilot training programs for primary health center personnel, pilot methods of community education, pilot methods of helping health workers to identify and manage cases, etc. Along with this, there was another major factor which contributed to mental health through primary health care. And that was, again, now part of history, what is called as the Alma Ata Declaration. For a long period of time it was forgotten, but about 1 or 2 years ago it was revived because it is 30th anniversary of the Alma Ata was in 2008. I'm referring to 1978 when in Alma Ata, which is today called Almaty, which is the capital of Kazakhstan. At that time it was part of the USSR, the communist Russian bloc. Today it's an independent country. The WHO, the UNICEF, large number of international organizations came together and said that the only way healthcare can be provided to large number of people, particularly in developing countries, in rural, remote areas of developing countries, is by focusing on primary healthcare, comprehensive, universal provision of primary healthcare. And such a primary healthcare is not just physical healthcare, it includes mental healthcare. Part of that primary healthcare is also mental healthcare. And at that time in Alma Ata, they declared that there should be health for all by 2008. But subsequently lots of things occurred. I will not go into the details of all that. I have a presentation later in the afternoon when I'll tell you about what happened, at that time. Comprehensive primary health care became selective primary health care. The program of Alma Ata declaration was hijacked by various people, etc., etc. And it took about 30 years. The 30th anniversary, now there is a resurgence. Now health experts everywhere say that the only way you can deliver health care, and that's why we have the Millennium Declaration, we have the Millennium Declaration goals, which says that maternal mortality, infant mortality, etc. should be brought down, etc., etc. So based on all these initial factors, the Alma Ata, the Indian Council of Medical Research took up a research program to see whether mental health can be delivered through primary health care. It started a 4-center project. And the result of all this was, the pilot district mental health program in Bellary. Now, I'll just say what the structure of the program is and then conclude. The district mental health program, when it is ideally implemented, it has 5 components. What are the components? First component is training for all people in the health structure. That is the primary health center doctors, the health workers, the ANMs, everybody in the health sector should be sensitized to mental health care, basic mental health care. They should be taught how to identify, and the doctors in the primary health center should be trained to manage typical problems. Not only trained to manage typical problems, should also be trained to refer the cases which they are not able to manage, and then receive them back once from the state headquarters or from the district headquarters. Patients are referred back, they should be able to continue management. So the first component of the district mental health program is some kind of a basic mental health training to all the people working in the government health sector, as well as people working in primary health care in the rural, remote areas, that is general practitioners. The second program is, of course, it's all good to identify, refer them to a PHC, but if you do not have the method of managing them, maybe, typical antipsychotic medications, antidepressant medications, anti-epileptic medications, these drugs were not available in the primary health center those days. Even today, except in program, district mental health program areas, these drugs are not available in primary health centers. So the second component of the program is to make all these simple antipsychotic, antidepressant, anti-epileptic medications available at the primary health center. The third component is, if you just train them and make these medicines available, the program will not work on well. You need to continuously support the health personnel, you need to supervise the health personnel, you need to monitor their work. That was the third component. And monitoring and support and supervision can occur only when there is proper recording, simple reporting system, etc. So that's the third component. The fourth component of the district mental health program is to have a team at the district center consisting of a psychiatrist and a clinical psychologist, so that they can support and supervise the people in the periphery, as also take care of the cases who are referred from the primary health center to the district. So the fourth component is not only having a district team, but the district hospital should have a small inpatient facility. It's not that all people in the community can be managed as an outpatient. Some of them may require hospitalization for a short period of time. All of them don't have to come to big mental hospitals or big psychiatric centers in Chennai or Coimbatore or, So at every district there should be a small inpatient facility and a district team. And the fifth component of the district program is continuous efforts at getting the community participate in this program. That is what is usually referred to as the IEC, information, education, it's a health education, etc. So these are the components of the program, and a pilot program was developed in Bellary. Initially there was no money, but over a period of time with sensitization, etc., the government of India got the money, and today it is being implemented in about 127 districts. Now to conclude, very recently in the 11th plan, because it's a major program, Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare commissioned an independent evaluation by a private body called the Indian Council for Marketing Research. And they have given their report, they have looked at it, there are good places, there are bad places. Again, in the afternoon in my presentation, I'll give you details of some of their findings. But one of the findings, which is very important, I think, and which is noteworthy, is that as part of the evaluation, they looked at satisfaction with services in about 20 districts. These 20 districts all over the country were selected from the 5 zones, east, west, north, south, central, etc. They interviewed about 400 people in district, and several things were assessed. One of the things was, from the beneficiaries and the community, the quality of services and the satisfaction with services. And I don't know whether it is known to the minister and the health secretary and other people here. The highest and the best satisfaction of services was reported from Madurai district program. On a scale from 1 to 10, they scored 9. And I think it is noteworthy that Tamil Nadu is one of the states where the program is going on. And I do not know how exactly the program is being implemented, but I went through the report in great detail. And it's noteworthy that Madurai district has the best satisfaction. So what I have tried to tell you is very briefly the genesis of the district mental health program, how it came up in the 1970s, what has happened to the program in the last 20-25 years, its core structure and its current status. Later on I'll make a detailed presentation about number of other issues, is it the best method, what should be the future, etc. I personally believe that this is the only way mental health care